All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for June 1st, 2023. I'll send the reports along shortly after the presentation tonight. I want to get moving. So this is Alcoa, 30 minutes. We're looking at the hybrid swing. Caught a 2 entry in Alcoa, standard work. It peaks. I take the exit at the edge of the dragon, +1. AI, the software. This explains our technique beautifully. So 4 days ago we had 2 positions. It gapped up and then continued to go. So we added 2 more positions on the windfall profits. We took half, and then the next morning it gapped down. We took the other half, so that netted out about 40R, and it did nothing yesterday, and today collapsed big time. So now it's halfway down the stack compared to where we were. We let our winners run, and we cut our losses short, and now this thing is posturing right around 34.75 for a nice breakout in either direction. I'm ready to get right back on that rascal. Caterpillar, standard SSC entry. Above the PSAR flip, it is true. Standard risk box. It closed pretty well at +1. Cliff, SSC starting the day. Enter. So this is one of those where the PSAR flipped happened yesterday. We didn't feel the mojo to get it. Waited to see what it did today. It sold off a little bit and then resumed. So we just buy it with standard risk. Closes here, +1 in hand. Feels pretty good. It's hesitating right where it should, but if it breaks through there tomorrow, then it should be able to get to here, and 1450's in play for Cliff. That's, I should say. Chevron, not Chevron, CVS Health. Sorry. So this is one I felt horrible about yesterday. Just hated this one altogether at the entry. Ugh. And then it did nothing but close really well to here. And then today, it opened right where it closed and then took off new high, so added a second position because we were 1, 2, 3, 4R in hand at that point. Added another one here because why not? It peaked and now we had 3 positions holding about 8R, so just cashed it at the edge of the dragon with great relief, and then it sold off to here. That feels good. No overnight risk. It moved from 10-day low to 10-day high, just like it is supposed to. You know, here was the 10-day low. Here was a 10-day high. It was oversold, and now it's overbought, and all we did was trade it in the fat part of the curve. When it rolls over where it's supposed to, you take it where you're supposed to. Do what you're supposed to do. Dish Network initiated a 1-2-3 entry on oversold to the 30-day low, holding about 1R. Devon Energy. This one I let too much give back. You know, it had a nice SSC entry, ran up nicely, hesitated. There was a legit exit here, a legit exit there, and I had to take it at the PSAR flip, giving it every benefit of the doubt for +1. When I probably gave back another full 1R on that one, but, you know, it was such a nice run up in the morning. No harm, no foul. Electronic Arts, we cashed the Kata 2 continuation. It closed poorly. Emerging Markets was a nice one. Yesterday I couldn't bring myself to buy this PSAR flip, and then it closed here, and then today it gapped up, open to here, and then started taking off. So bought it with the standard risk. It ran all the way up to here and then held nicely. At the top. So we're holding 1, 2, 3, 4. That was one I decided to hold. Would have been fully justified in cash and 4R. We'll see how that works tomorrow. Ethereum, no trade. Missed a COTA 2. Mexico, no trade. Brazil initiated a COTA 2, or actually an SSC, I should say. It's late because the SSC happened yesterday, but on continuation we bought it, so that's holding +3. Intel, we must have some storms coming in. All right, we had a lightning strike, so we'll resume. So Intel, yesterday we had the late SSC entry. Today it had a gap up, a brief sell-off, and then a continuation. So second position, I'm sorry, that was yesterday. We moved that. Let's try that again. Yep. It closed well. Today there was a big gap and run up and then sell off. So that holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about 12R at Intel. And that's all a function of the narrow stop that we're able to get on the 30-minute bar that never gets tested. And that gives you the room. It has left your zone behind, so nobody's even looking at that as a support level. Like here was the first test and the second test. So once that runs up and you get some panic buying and then it starts to disappear, that's all the guys that made their bets early, not panicking, but measured exits. And I just take it when it hits the edge of the dragon. And then no other trade today. IP. We're still 2 days into that one on a collapsing dragon. That closed weekly, so that's about 3R in hand. IYR, we scratched the COTA 2, didn't play the follow through. KRE, long on the COTA 2, holding about a half an R. McDonald's, SSC entry yesterday, closed really well today. That's about +3. It cleared the all-important peak of the RL10, so this one actually is looking like stability and could run all the way back up to 294. I like that recovery. Merck, that one had 2 legs up and then failed, so that's about 2R from yesterday's SSC. That was a stop and reversal here because it was a 30-day low, and so why not? You can't be afraid to buy 30-day lows. I mean, if you're a trader, you have to do that. Microsoft, this was a 1, 2, 3 entry after the 1R loss yesterday, and closed pretty well. And holding 1, 2, 3, about 4R. Marijuana, could not get the trade in. There was opportunity on the collapsing dragon. I just span of control. Nvidia, that is an SSC entry, closed pretty well. It feels to me like 380 is the support level that's now in play, and it has to break above 415 or 420. So it's got a little bit of tactical room, but if it gets above 420, look out above. Clean Energy initiated the COTA 2, standard work, holding 2R. Rivian scratched, it couldn't hold and then closed poorly, so got out. Treasuries cashed the 2-day trade on this one. That was about 5R, and that felt pretty good. That was after that peak excursion, and then it ran up and then failed low, and then 1, 2, 3 exit. Tesla, yesterday's Kata 2 held pretty strong today. It's well above my my support level here, so 1, 2, about 3R, and that actually looks pretty good right there. That's new 30-day high. That's in great shape. This is why you can't be afraid to buy 30-day lows. This is where we started buying that sucker way back at 155. That was 35% ago. Not every one of them pays off right away, but some of them do. Here's one that didn't pay. Yesterday's SSC failed, and then it was a gap down, so that was a minus 2R. So all things being equal, we'll take that all day. Here's EWZ. There's your OR3 and your OR3 breakout and your minus 0.5 loss. Kata 2 entry. It's basically the same trade. 2R battle drill. 5R exit. Kata 2 entry. Grinding for a scratch. So about 4R for today. All right, so Hamad, let's see what we got here. I feel like you're trying to always have a position on, and I don't think you're waiting for patterns. But you're getting valuable experience in what works and what doesn't work, and getting to run the experience of emotions, I guess, the gamut of emotions. But OR3, I like the long, I like the exit. I like the short. When that doesn't work, I think you can get out here at a scratch instead of here. No, I guess maybe you scratched. Nope, you got out here. And then this was long and a scratch. Or short and minus 0.4. Kata 2 was here. This one, I don't understand that short. This had a series of higher lows. This was the first big move. It broke out of the Z3. I don't think that should be short. I think this should be long, which I think you stopped in reverse, unless this was your trade here. If so, that's a great exit. And then I think that's actually what you did. Second position, and then cat. That's a good one. I like that short. I like the reversal here instead of here. Then that scratches. And I don't mind that. I think that's all right. Not much to dislike in there. Maybe excessive trading here. I like the OR3 short. This thing already, I'd probably be getting out in the first bar. I like the re-entry short and cover. I like the SSC. There was a potential emerging dragon there. Second position, great exit. I like that one as a quick shot. 4.2. That's good stuff. And that's without the extra entry here. Phil, so what I want to say on this one, Phil, is couldn't find an entry. Hey, here's one. Summer, fall, summer, that's an entry. Summer, fall, summer, that's an entry. When you take the excursion of the Z3, that's an entry as an emerging dragon. So there's about 3 entries right inside here, and at some point hold your nose and just buy it. I like getting paid and getting paid. That was worth a shot. That was over trading, but it wanted you to play. It really did. Constantine shows us how to do it. There's the harsh winter. He's not even getting that trade. There's leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, bottoms out at the previous day's low, and then today it just goes up, so he buys it here on a risk box off the low, like we talked about in the Foundations Q&A before this one, and then just on a single position makes 7R. And there were some clear opportunities to add positions, but it'll just take 7. And 1 hour support is here. Buys the breakout of the PSAR flip, runs it right back up to the previous resistance, 5.5R. So that's about a 13R day on his 2 primary targets. That's why he's getting prop trader money to trade. Standard patterns on things he's specializing in. Knows the time of day and the pattern that he wants and how to frame the trade ahead of time, and then looks for clear movers. Damien, there's a collapsing dragon short, 1.5. PSAR flip, buys it with a standard risk and gets paid for 1. Total 2.5R. Looking good. This is Tim on AMD. Here's the opening. That feels like about the OR3 here. Short. In 1 bar, he gets his risk out. Stalks it all the way down. This is about a 1, 2, 3 exit for 0.9. I think you can get long right there instead of waiting for this PSAR flip. And then you would get paid on this instead of losing on that. But I love the re-entry. And then this is your exit at the edge of the dragon. Because it's right at a gain stat, which is the normal distance from the open to the high of the day. So that was the place you would expect it to fill. So that's pretty good work. +1. Net. Wheaton. There's the U.S. opening. He waits for a COTA 2, so you get this. There's your COTA 2. PSAR flip entry, gets paid on leg 1. Emerging dragon re-entry, quickly gets his risk out. Might have gotten out either here or here. Takes that, that's still reasonable. 2.2, so 3.2 for the day. That'll work. This is Brian, kind of a OR3 pinch, PSAR flip, possible here and here, or just take 7.1. This is the one I think you should add because it has cleared this peak. That's the one you want. So harsh sell off and then off it. That's like a fake 1 go 2. And he's buying it in the spring. And then right here, you know, we're already in the summer right there. So I think that one is one I would be attracted to, but certainly that one. But 7R, we'll take 7. Another 2.8, so short, cut it, short, cut it. I'd have been tempted. I really would have been tempted. Oh, that was a stop and reverse. Nice. Good. 2.8. Got it. Let's see. Those are the moves of the day. I owe you the reports. The lightning interrupted the printing, so I'll get those out to you shortly. We'll get the 2 videos processed and posted. Take good care. See you tomorrow.